You ever heard the saying, never underestimate the quiet ones? Well, what if the janitor you ignore is the only person smart enough to catch a killer? This is the true story of how one man, hidden in plain sight, uncovered the truth no one else could see. Monday, 6:32 a.m. Oak Ridge High School was still half asleep. The halls were empty, the lights buzzed faintly, and the only sound was a mop sloshing across tile. Thomas Green, 58 years old. A janitor, calm, quiet, just another face in the background. He'd worked the night shift for 12 years, never missed a day, never caused a fuss. But this morning was different. When he opened the door to the science lab, he froze. Lying face down, blood pooling under his collar, was Mr. Delaney, the school's chemistry teacher, dead. Suspicion enters. By 7:04 a.m., the building was surrounded. Crime scene tape, sirens, officers swarming the halls. Detective Melissa Yates arrived first. Sharp, no nonsense. Right behind her, Officer Darren Cole. They questioned Thomas. "You found the body?" Cole asked, arms crossed. "Yes, sir," Thomas replied. "You were here all night?" "Until about 4 a.m. The alarm logs will show it." Cole raised an eyebrow. "Right, and you just happened to stumble on a murder scene." Convenient Detective Yates gave Cole a look, but said nothing. Thomas was told not to leave. Cole clearly didn't trust him. "It's always the janitor," he muttered under his breath. But Thomas said nothing. Instead, he watched the investigators walk past things he noticed. A missing fire extinguisher from the wall, a burn mark on the victim's hand, and a faint scent in the air. Sulfur. He'd smelled it before, years ago, in a lab, in his old life. The hidden truth. What they didn't know, what no one in that building knew, was that Thomas Green wasn't always a janitor. 20 years ago, he was a forensic chemist, respected, sharp, brilliant, until a crooked case and a wrongful conviction ruined his career. If you've made it this far, that means the story has pulled you in. Hit subscribe for more powerful true stories like this, where truth hides in plain sight, and justice doesn't wear a uniform. We upload every week, and the next story might just be even more shocking than this one. What they didn't know, what no one in that building knew, was that Thomas Green wasn't always a janitor. 20 years ago, he was a forensic chemist, respected, sharp, brilliant, until a crooked case and a wrongful conviction ruined his career. He was cleared years later, but by then, the damage was done. He never went back to the lab, never tried to be somebody again. He just cleaned. Until now. Quiet investigation. Thomas walked the halls, noticing things. In the trash near the lockers, burned scraps of paper, a corner of a school science fair form, with one name barely legible. Detective Yates stared at the burned form in her hand. Zachary Delaney, the victim's son. Thomas nodded slowly. It was hidden in the trash by the back hallway. Locker number 104. That's his. Yates glanced at Officer Cole, who rolled his eyes. "You're seriously taking janitor evidence now?" Yates ignored him. "Bring the boy in." The interrogation room, 3:12 p.m. Zachary sat in silence. 16 years old. Hoodie pulled over his head. Eyes red from crying. "You were in the building after hours," Yates said. "That's breaking and entering, Zachary." The boy didn't respond. "We know about the science project. We know about the suppressant chemicals." Zachary looked up, startled. "I just wanted to test it," he said, voice shaking. "My dad said I wasn't good enough. He always said that." He's yelling again. Papers flying, glass shattering. The lab door slams. "You're a disappointment. You'll never win anything." Back in the room, Yates leaned forward. "Did you kill your father, Zachary?" Silence. Then, softly, "No. I swear. I just wanted to scare him. Just once. I pulled the extinguisher out, hid it, thought he'd panic when the smoke came up. but something exploded. There was fire. He slipped, hit the counter, and never moved again. The only adult who ever noticed something was wrong was Thomas, the janitor who always said, "You okay, kid?" Lab analysis report arrives. Detective Yates reviewed the forensics. No chemical burns on Mr. Delaney, cause of death. Blunt trauma to the skull. No defensive wounds. Traces of the same suppressant on the floor. She looked up. It was an accident. Thomas watches from the hallway. Detective Yates returned to Thomas. "You cracked this case, Mr. Green. Ever thought of consulting?" Thomas smiled. "I already had the badge once. It cost me too much. I'm good here." Officer Cole, the one who mocked him earlier, stepped forward. Quiet. "I misjudged you." "I'm sorry." Thomas simply nodded. Detective Yates approached him. "You were right." Again, Thomas gave a quiet nod. "The kid needs help, not prison." Yates smiled faintly. "You ever consider coming back? We could use someone like you." Thomas chuckled. "No thanks. I'm retired from the science of lies." 5 days later, Zachary was sent to live with his aunt. Therapy arranged. Charges dropped. The school hushed it up. No assembly, no memorial, just silence. But in the hallway, every morning, Thomas Green still pushed his mop, still whistled, still watched, because not all heroes wear suits. Some wear gloves and carry keys to every door and never brag, because one day they might just be the only reason the truth gets told. Never underestimate the ones you ignore, the ones you walk past, the ones you call just a janitor, a waitress, a nobody, because sometimes the smartest person in the room is the one who knows when to stay silent and when to speak the truth. Stories like these happen every day, some told, most forgotten. Subscribe now and be the one who never misses the truth, because here we tell the stories that matter. See you in the next one.